Hello students, welcome to lecture number 5. In this video, we are going to see about the memory organization of PC. I have divided these topics into two parts to understand all the topics under the memory organization of PC clearly. In the first part, we are going to cover the different topics, that is introduction to main memory. We will see about the small introduction, what is memory, and in second you will see about the memory organization, how the memory is organized, how the memory will function, how the different types of memory has been introduced time to time, different types of memory, how many inventors invents. And in second part we will see about the primary memory, secondary memory, that is also called the auxiliary memory, and cache memory and register. In first part we will cover the first and second point, and in second part of this topic we will going to cover third, fourth, fifth and sixth in detail. So let's see about the first point, that is memory. So what is memory organization? The basic purpose of memory, maybe it will be human brain, human memory or the machine memory, is to keep a record of information for a period of time. So we can say that memory organization in computer architecture, what that means, a memory unit is the collection of storage unit or a device together. The memory unit stores the binary information in the form of bits. The memory in a machine or a computer only understands the binary information. It can't understand the alphanumeric, because machine can read only the electric pulse. So only 0 and 1s it will count. So we have to give the information in a binary form, and that binary information is stored in a form of bits. So storage memory is a collection of storage device or a unit. So like human brain, many things, sounds and different words and anything will be come inside and feed according to the experience. But in machine it will not like that. Machine will, what will it will do? If the information is there, it will know. If the information is not there, it will don't know about that. Because computer work in binary, so humans are different. The human will can't remember exactly all things. If something is happening, it can be forgettable after some time. But human can learn many things comparing to the experience, but machine will not. In machine or a computer, we have to insert information or an instruction. If that is saved in that machine or a computer, that will be stored and it can't be erased until it will delete. So if the information is there, computer will know that information, and if some information is not there, computer will not don't know about that anything. In computer it is like that. Computer will know or it will don't know fully. Memory is processed many different form inside a computer, and it will stored in many different types of storage devices. So there are more different types of storage types. So first is secondary memory. that is also called a auxiliary memory or a external memory or external storage device. Secondary memory has a big size, as here in picture we see that I have shown in this pyramidal form. So this area is larger than the primary memory, cache memory and register memory. Secondary memory has large number capacity comparing to the other types of memory. And second is the primary memory. Primary memory means it will access first by a processor, and it is smaller than a secondary memory, and it is faster than a secondary memory. And all the processes that will be functioning in a computer will be performed by the primary memory. And third one is a cache memory. It is smaller in size than a primary memory and secondary memory. It is the fastest memory inside the computer. It will store or function a function like a buffer inside a computer. Means it will use to process the data which is holding currently what the function is going. Means it is a fast memory which used to speed up the computer. And after that is a register, which is a very small amount of capacity given by the manufacturer inside a computer, and it is used to store the instruction startup informations. See, now we will see about the types of memory. Basically, there are two types of memory. One thing that human and computers do have in common, that human memory is actually divided into short-term memory and a long-term memory. As according to the working, that things we see or hear, that is for short time, and the things that we experience is stored for a long time. So in computer also there are two types of memory. So there is called a built-in memory or main memory. It is also called sometimes internal memory. It is made up of silicon chips, that is integrated circuit. Normally we call it IC, and it can store and retrieve data very quickly. So it is used to help the computer process whatever it's currently working on. So for example, RAM is there, but it can't hold the memory or information for permanent. When the power is gone, the data inside this main memory will be erased. And second is auxiliary memory, which is also called external memory. It is provided by a hard drive or a flash memory. Modern PC often have a plugged-in auxiliary storage in a form of USB flash memory sticks and SD memory card. So this type of memory, auxiliary memory, we use to store the data for a long period of time. When we delete that information or data, then only it will be deleted until that memory device will corrupt. So it is called a permanent storage device. Main memory or internal memory, it has a less amount of storage capacity, that is called primary memory. And auxiliary memory or external memory have a large amount because many of the files that we have to store, and it is cheaper than a main memory. Now we will see about the memory. What is memory? In computing, memory refers to a device that is used to store information for immediate use in a computer or a related computer hardware device. Photos, videos, text, sounds, computers store and process all kind of information in the form of numbers or digits. The term memory, meaning primary storage or a main memory, is often associated with addressable semiconductor memory. There are two main kinds of semiconductor memory, that is volatile and non-volatile memory. So, memory is usually to store the information and data for future use or to process data inside the processor of the computer. So we will see about the two types of memory, that is volatile and non-volatile. So first is volatile memory. The name volatile, that we understand that it will be not permanent. The primary storage, which is typically dynamic random access memory, that is called DRAM, and the fast CPU cache memory, which is typically static random access memory, that is fast but energy consuming, offering lower memory real density than DRAM. Volatile memory is a memory which used to store data while the computer is processing, or the application running on the computer or system. It helps to access that data to the processor. So the information or the data that is running on the volatile memory or a primary memory or as DRAM or cache memory or SRAM, it will not permanent. When the power goes, all the data inside this type of memories will be erased. And the next is non-volatile memory. Non-volatile memory means it's non-erasable or permanent storage device, that is flash memory used as a secondary memory. All the memory storage devices that comes under the secondary memory category, all are non-volatile memory. That is pen drive, hard disks, external hard drives that we are using, all come in a secondary memory. And also a ROM, PROM and EPROM and EEPROM memory are also an example of non-volatile memory. It is used to store a firmware such as basic input-output system data. The non-volatile memory is a memory storage device. From that, the data can't be erased accidentally. When we delete the data, when we want to delete the data, then only the data inside a non-volatile memory, it will be erased. Now we will see that how the memory is stored inside memory devices. Photos, video, text file or sounds, computer stores and process all kind of information in the form of numbers or digits. That's why they are sometimes called digital computers. So work using an entirely different numbers systems called binary based on just two numbers, 0s, 1s, because computer can't understand the decimal numbers. A computer can store decimal number in its memory by switching off a whole series of transistors in a binary pattern, rather like someone holding up a series of flags. Means if the signal is positive, the signal will go up, means it will become 1, and when the signal will be closed, it will become 0. Like that, the computer will understand the instructions. In a decimal system, a column of number corresponds to ones, tens, 100, 1000 and so on. As you step to the left, Humans have fingers to count, but computers don't have a fingers to count. So it counts as an electric pulse. So how the computer counts the binary language or a decimal systems? In binary, the same column represents the power of 2. Means like 1, 2, 3, 4 from from right to left. If we write that, if we square them, power of 2, if we add them, like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and so on. So if we take a number 55, what will be a decimal binary number of a 55? The 55 up to 55, when we count, when we square the every function, every number, it will become, we can get the output in a binary form, like 110111, which is like we'll write 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 16 plus 32, and combining that all, we can find the result will come 55. Like that, the memory is stored inside a memory device. Now we'll see about the history of a computer memory, how by day the history of a computer memory device has been developed. In 1804, Joseph Marie Jacquard uses a card which holes punched into them to control textile weaving looms. Punched cards, as they are known, survive as an important form of computer memory until the early 1970s. After that, in 1835, Joseph Henry invents the relay, an electromagnetic switch used as a memory in many early computers before transistors are developed. Transistors are developed in mid-20th century. After that, in late 19th century, Charles Babbage sketches plan for elaborate gear-driven computer which builds in mechanical memories. After that, in 1947, the three US physicists, John Bardeen, Walter Brattain, and William Shockley, developed the transistors, the tiny switching device that forms the heart of the most modern computer memories. It was the most major invention that transistors are very small switching devices that also used in many modern computers memories. And in 1949, and Wang files a patent for magnetic core memory that we used to see in tape recorder, cassette, like that magnetic core memory used, like gramophone cassettes. And in 1950s, Reynold B. Johnson of IBM invents the hard drive announced to the public on September 4, 1956, which it is a very big invention that the Reynold B. Johnson made when he was working in an IBM company. So nowadays also that we are using a hard drive as a storage device, as a main storage device. And in 1967, IBM Warren Dalziel developed a floppy drive which we used to early days for storing the data, like a small CD. In 1960s, James T. Russell invented the optical CD-ROM while working for Bechtel Memorial Institute. And in 1968, Robert Dennard of IBM is granted a patent for DRAM memory. That nowadays also that we are using the DRAM as a primary memory. In 1981, Toshiba engineers Fujio Musako and Hisakuzo Lizuka filed a patent for flash memory. So in this video that we have seen about the memory organization, how the memory is organized, what are the different types of memory that we are using in a computer, and how they are used, how the memory are stored in a computer memory devices, and how the time to time the different types of memory are invented by the different inventors, and what is a function of memory, how the memory function inside a computer. So next rest of the topics that we will see in a second part of the memory organization video. Thank you.